Alright, welcome back everybody. Hope you're all doing well and having a great week. Hope you're having happy gardening and good luck with your projects as well. Today I have another project for you guys today. It is a sort of an upgrade for me, but I don't want some of you guys to freak out thinking you're going to have to do the same thing, because you don't have to. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I have, obviously I've been using these IBC containers for my fish tanks. And I noticed that a lot of waste settles down in the corners in certain areas, which is not a great big deal, but I'm not a maintenance man, and I don't want to sit here and clean all that crap up when I'm really busy with work. So I thought if I change from a square tank like I have here to a cylinder shape, which my favorite aquaponics gardener on YouTube, Rob Bob, has, his fish tanks are also cylinders now, and he was using the IBCs at the beginning as well. Don't worry, you guys, if you already have these, you can still use them. They're just fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It didn't break. It was just that because I want to have a higher stocking density in here so that I could grow fish for food as well. Right now I just have the goldfish, and most of my tilapia have died, but that just happens, you know. So we're going to try something different, and here is the new fish tank. I'm going to paint this, and then I'm going to wrap some insulation around it before I install it. And then I have a couple of different ways I can do this with this large of a container. As you can see, I've got a 55-gallon drum sitting next to it. I'm not sure if you can see the size difference in the diameter, but this is quite a bit larger. It's double the size. So that's 55 gallons, and this is just over 100 gallons. So it's nearly double size. And it did come with a bulkhead fitting down here at the bottom. I'm not sure if I'm going to utilize that yet or not. We'll have to see. If you guys have any suggestions or comments, put those down at the bottom and let me know. I'm not sure if I'm even going to be able to install this today, but we'll see what I can get done, and I will share the progress with you guys as I go along. So alright, here we go. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to need to do is get this puppy out in the yard. I'm going to peel off some of these stickers that are on here, and I'm going to clean this thing off and get it ready to paint. I'm going to paint the outside of it, so that'll be the first thing I want to do. And just remember this, guys and gals out there, just because I do something a certain way doesn't mean it's the ultimate right way or the best way, because I'm by no means any kind of expert. I'm just kind of doing experiments and seeing what things work and what don't. So we'll get this out here so we can clean it out. Take the drain out. I'm not going to utilize this drain. I'm going to seal it off. Did come with a cap, so I know this is a great bulkhead right here. It's about a $15 bulkhead. Maybe I can take that out, slap a Uniseal in there, and then put a 1.5 inch PVC in it with a cap, and then I can use this for something later. But for now, we're gonna get this sucker cleaned out. All right, we got her all rinsed off now. Now I just need to let it dry, and either I have some blue paint I can use. It may be pretty old, so I may just wrap this up with some shade cloth and see how that looks. But I'm thinking I might put this upside down actually, and then make this the bottom, because it does have a nice cone shape here that will help with the solids, and I could put a couple of bricks down to hold it up. So let's go get a couple of bricks and do a mock-up and see what that looks like. Alright, I got a couple of bricks set up here. I'm probably going to go with cinder blocks later, but we're going to try it out with these pavers. They're 4 high, so I've got 4 pavers on either side, and we're going to get this over here and see how it fits on there. That's not where I'm going to keep it. It's just so I can mock it up and get an idea of how this might work or not. Because the lid has looks like a 1.5 inch deal here in the center, so So I might be able to do something with that. Make sure this is wide enough. Alright. We'll just roll it on over. Try not to get the sides on the ground so it's not going to get more dirt on it, since I just rinsed it off. Let's see. Okay, I can tell right now I'm going to have to scooch these guys apart a little bit further. And I'm going to try to have this part right here resting on here. At least that's the idea. So we'll see how that works. Might just fit there. Yeah. Alright, we're going to go ahead and flip that up. Okay. Now, see, I'm worried about that. It's really tippy. And I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't like how tippy it is. Because if there's 100 gallons of water in here, and water is 8 pounds per gallon, this is going to weigh around 800 pounds. And if somebody's climbing on it and it falls over, it would be really bad. So we're going to scratch that thought. And we're going to have a rethink. And it looks like the bottom, well, there's nothing in it, but the bottom's concave right now. But I think once I fill it up and I have it on the flat ground, it'll flatten out. So we're not going to do that then. We're going to go back to my original plan, was just to have it flat on the ground. So, but while I have it up here, I'm going to seal this off. And I've got a cap and I've got some pipe thread. Now, what did I do with the cap? That is a good question. Here it is. Alright. So we're going to slap some pipe thread on here, so I don't want this leaking. And I'm using 3/4 inch pipe thread. So this is not the normal stuff that you would get if you ask the hardware department people. They do make a large, wider size pipe thread, or plumber's tape, whatever you like to call it. Alright, and then we'll get this started by hand to make sure it's not cross-threaded. And we're going to go get a wrench and we're going to come back and we're going to tighten that down. Alright, now we're back and we have a couple of wrenches here. I've got a large size vice grips and a small pipe wrench. Let's see what we can... This is a little bit too small. This might be too small also. We'll see how far it'll open. No, that's bigger. Yeah, that might do the trick. And you don't want it super tight because you don't want to damage it, but wow, looks like we're gonna have an issue. It does not open quite wide enough. Let's see. Well, that'll work. So we'll get this guy tightened down. Okay, so that's about as tight as I can get it right now with these wrenches. They're not the right sizes, and I don't want to bugger this up any more than it already is. You can see the teeth marks here. So we're going to stop right there, and I think what I'm going to do is wrap this up with some shade cloth, I'm thinking. So I'll have to take a look inside and see what kind of scraps I got lying around. Let's get these tools out of the way. And flip this guy back over. Okay. Now, to decide how to cut and where to cut this. Shoot, I don't have a jigsaw right now. My jigsaw is broken, so we might just get the fill line in, or not the fill line, but the solid lift flow line, and we're gonna put that right about here, I'm thinking. Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, we'll do that. Let me go get the hole saw and I'll be right back. Alright, here we are. We've got the drill, we've got our hole saw, and our 1.5 inch uniseal. And I'm thinking, depending on how wide of an opening I want on the top to access the fish, we can either put this up here, which I don't think I'm going to do that, so I'm going to put it right here. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Right here looks like a good spot. Because this will also be pretty close to where this line is here. May have to lift it up a little bit onto something, which is fine. We can do that. We got the technology, but we got our 1.5 inch uniseal and our 2.5 inch hole saw. So this hole saw is the right size for this uniseal. If you don't have the right size, you'll run into a problem. But I'm just going to go ahead and start drilling this hole and get this started. We're going to have to come back to this project on another day because I don't have the jigsaw. So this will be a two-parter. I'll show you guys what I can for today, and that way at least have some kind of progress on this. So we're going to plug them in, and then all of this is going to change too. I'm going to build a little box and a housing, and I'm going to do something with a battery backup system as well for the future. And here we go. Let's see. Maybe I can do the hole here instead, and then I can utilize this space to put like the fish food or something up on top. So yeah, let's get to cutting. So we have a mark here, a little embossment where it says 90. We're gonna put the hole right above that so that the uniseal can seal really good on here, because otherwise it will have an issue sealing and we'll have a leak. So we're gonna go forward a little bit just so the drill bit goes through. Alright, the drill bit's through and no turning back now. Here we go. Wow, this stuff is very thick, so it's actually kind of cool, because that tells me that once I cut this off, this will retain enough strength to hold all that water, because it'll be something around 800 pounds of water. And in the past I've had 55-gallon drums like that were white, and they would dry rot, and once I cut the top off of it, it made weak spots, and when I filled it up with soil to grow potatoes in, it ripped the side of it, and then this became really brittle. So this should be fine. It'll be in the shade out of the sun. So let me go grab an X-Acto knife and we'll clean these up, and then we'll test fit the uniseal and we'll go from there. Okay, now we're back. We've got our X-Acto knife, and we're just going to clean up some of this rough material around the edges so we get a good seal with the uniseal. And careful not to cut yourself. And go all the way around. Try to make it as even as you can. There we go. Okay. And then just feel around it with your finger. It feels pretty doggone clean. So let's try to pop the uniseal in. Get a little bit of water on it. And here we go. Alright, nice and tight. Went right in. And then once I put the 1.5 inch PVC through this, it will seal it up even better. And then if you can tell right here where the 9 is, this part right here is touching, so we're gonna just shave that off a little bit if I can without stabbing myself in the arm. So I'm just gonna shave off the top here. I think we're gonna go with that. I don't want to get too crazy in there. I might poke myself and that'll be it. Alright, so we're gonna use that there first. Yeah, we'll use that. So that'll do the trick. I think I'm gonna wrap this up today because I'm not gonna be able to get in here and tear this apart until I get another jigsaw, so I can start cutting this open, so I can do it all in one go. That way this isn't turned off for more than one day, so I don't want the fish to suffer. And I don't care about the plants out there too much because most of them are getting yanked out anyhow. So I think we'll go with that. Got a nice mark on my forehead here from the head mount that I'm using, so that I can videotape and work with both hands at the same time. But that's what the Uniseal looks like attached. Got a nice big lid here. I may leave the lid on, I may not even cut the top off, but there's the problem I'm going to run into is it'd be pretty hard to get the fish out if the net doesn't fit in there, so I'll have to maybe cut this off. Maybe I'll just cut around here so that this is about 12 inches or more across. That way I can fit a net down there and grab the fish. There's what the inside looks like. There's the Uniseal from the inside. Maybe see it. See my fingers in there. And then I've got the bulkhead down at the bottom sealed off. So yeah, I think we'll go with that. I think we'll call it a day. Nice and easy video for today. Nice and easy for me so I can relax a little bit. I got a boo-boo on my leg. Not supposed to be standing on it too much, but I'll get by. So yeah, we'll wrap it up. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. And if you have any comments or questions, post those down at the bottom. Suggestions too. But other than that, thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Click the little bell next to subscribe, and you'll get a notification each time I upload another video. If you're interested in following along with some of my wacky projects and wacky builds. And as always, keep building.